Don't you guys just love it when you're playing Minecraft and then an arrow lands by your llama and he's all like, munch? Classic llama in Minecraft. That's so Minecraft, am I right, guys? Seriously though, what on earth was this trailer? Now, I know that people have been trying not to get their hopes up for the Minecraft movie. After all, it is a video game adaptation and they don't have a particularly strong history, except recently they kind of have. Like, people thought there was an actual chance this could turn out exactly like the Mario movie, or even Sonic, which is now somehow on its third and has a TV show too. Either way, what we got, well, I've got a few things to say about it. So let's start by breaking down everything we saw in the teaser, including Easter eggs and all of the things you might have missed. So the trailer begins with this green square warping into a gateway, accompanied by a slowed down version of the Magical Mystery Tour by the Beatles. Now, you would think this song might have some hidden meaning in the lyrics, but they're very, very literal. Roll up to the Mystery Tour, the Magical Mystery Tour is waiting to take you away. And that's literally all the song is about, which lines up because what we're seeing is basically a blue nether portal, blue representing, I guess, our world, going off the plot that's been revealed so far, and the characters themselves are going on a Magical Mystery Tour. They're being taken away from the real world and into Minecraft, where they've got, quote, everything they need, satisfaction guaranteed. The voice from the song says step right this way, which could be a metaphor for Steve or someone inviting our four main characters in, but it also gives us the sense that this world is alive. There's more than just Steve hanging around. This is an actual world. We get a big overhanging dirt arch, definitely a callback to Minecraft's chunk and terrain generation. There's a bunch of vanilla looking houses scattered around, or so you'd think, until you see the completely 100% working windmills. I guess they've got the Create mod installed on this server. We get this shot of the open world and our four main characters that we'll be following along with, Garrett, Natalie, Dawn, and Henry, with the new cherry blossom biome there over on the left, some Minecraft-style trees and flowers, with a reflective lake and waterfall coming out of some cliffs. All in all, I don't think this looks awful, but it does feel very mismatched with the real-life characters that we're seeing walking around. It kind of breaks the immersion a little bit for me, and is a good example of where I think just having a fully animated movie would have worked better. Other than that mismatch, if you take the people out of it, this place doesn't look bad at all. The most off-putting thing in this shot for me are the flowers. Like, some look normal, these blue ones over here, but then you just get these giant yellow cube plants. Like, I thought they were bees at first and then maybe sunflowers, but this is what I'm kind of afraid of. Their take on certain Minecraft things being so abstracted that you can barely recognize them when you're watching the movie. Luckily, there isn't too much of that in this teaser. However, what we do see is a little bit concerning. I do think that this film is going to have its fair share of misses.
What the hell?
If you look closely, you can also notice a better shot of the blue nether portal we mentioned in the background as these characters marvel at the world that they've just walked into. I have to say the outfits for these guys are just a bit unusual. Garrett and Dawn look like rejects from a rock band, but that's because I'm imagining maybe these are like real life representations of the clothes on their Minecraft skin. I really couldn't see Jason Momoa's character being all about that look when he's supposedly playing a garbage man. I could much more seeing this being his made up style for his character, or they could even be some kind of default option that they're randomized into. Remember, we don't know what happened before this portal. Were they all just sucked into the game randomly from their own bedrooms, schools, or offices? Or were all four of these people in the right place at the right time together? We of course get the pink sheep moment, I'm just gonna call it, which is, it's just, Again, one of the few places in this teaser where I don't think the style lands right. Especially with the teeth, it's giving me major Sonic vibes before it had a makeover. Hopefully that can happen with this sheep here as well. Following this, we actually see that Henry is holding some kind of glowing cube. It's surely the Tesseract. We're actually in the MCU multiverse. It's actually been a big twist. It's the Minecraft universe all along. Jokes aside, this could very likely be the Orb of Dominance, which was revealed first in the game Minecraft Dungeons. Although a different color, the orb gives the power to reshape the world and can be used to summon enemies and even enhance existing mobs, which will come into play later. It actually appeared in the Minecraft world through a portal from a, quote, void between worlds, wreaking havoc and then being locked away before being stolen and setting the stage for the Minecraft Dungeons game. Eventually, it was revealed to be called the Heart of Ender, and through a long string of events and with help from the player, it ended up disintegrating and was blown away into the obscurity of the end. So it could be that the dust of that orb has somehow now fell into the void in between worlds again, and then through a domino effect landed in the real world somehow. Or maybe it fell into the possession of the piglins, as suggested by Minecraft Legends, and then was eventually lost due to some sort of battle with Steve. The orb may have even been stolen from the piglins by Steve and then sent to the real world to be protected. Either way, Henry very likely doesn't know right here that he's literally holding the ability to reshape the entire world. But if they are starting with this, the team is very likely going to either lose this artifact to the bad guys very early on, or have to learn to use it by getting in touch with their inner creativity or something. The next shot we get is with Ghasts carrying these platforms with a bunch of piglins hanging off these trapdoors. We've got one piglin dangling over the edge even with a war drum. Admittedly, this shot is pretty cool. The concept feels somewhat familiar, but I think that's because the community have had ideas of pigmen armies since before even piglins were added to the game. But still, I do like this take. Imagine something like this as a new boss or even mini boss in the Nether. Then here we get a wolf howling against the backdrop of a moon, and I love the way that the moon quickly shifts across the sky. This is actually one of the shots that's really reminiscent of Minecraft, but just abstract enough to feel like it has its own style. And this is clearly one of the few shots that is a good example of their aesthetic, because the wolf here even looks better than it would if you were to use the regular style. The body just makes more sense for the movements and howling that it's doing and for that cinematic experience. In fact, I hope there are a lot more shots like this throughout the movie. Side note, it would be pretty cool if wolves actually did howl at the moon. I'm sure it's been suggested before, but maybe it'd be considered annoying or something.
Anything you can dream about here, you can make.
The next shot I'm a bit unsure of. When I first saw it, I instantly thought of Corridor Digital's Minecraft in Real Life video from all the way back in 2011. It has 43 million views, and I really do hope that the filmmakers are paying homage to that here with their crafting style. The size of the crafting bench also kind of just made me laugh, but I do know that this is more or less the right scale. I just think it's weird seeing thinner human bodies rather than a Minecraft character's body. Also, when Garrett goes to craft the item, that is not a recipe for a bucket, nor is it a recipe for 2 buckets and the chain. I'm sitting here trying to reason what this is all about. It could just be that the movie is adding a few new items and not letting vanilla Minecraft limit them to what they can do, but I also think it could be showing that Garrett's character is a little bit reckless. He's chaotic, and when he crafts, he kind of just slams down and random items are made. This could actually be something he learns to perfect over the course of the movie. There's also a bunch of blocks in the background of this shot too. We have a diamond and wooden sword on the side, a shovel, a torch. We even get to see an ender chest, a painting, a chandelier, which is quite interesting. There's a barrel filled with some kind of blocks, or maybe this is coal. We have TNT strung along the back shelf. There's a furnace behind Henry when he's using the crafting bench. And then there's a few other items that I tried to make out. Obviously there's fireworks, we see a potion, then we see a mace that was added in the newest update. There's a saddle on the bench up here. And then there's also these winged boots, or like flying boots of some kind. I know that I've seen them before, but I can't exactly pin down from where. Maybe you guys can add in the comments. There's another overhead shot of the village and the crew running through an arch below, and then Dawn and Natalie kind of just marvel at this tiny wooden block that's missing from the tree. I guess it's nice to see that they've not totally forgotten any references in this film, but I feel like punching a tree is like bottom barrel kind of stuff at this point. Again, I think the piglins here actually look really great. I like the variation, and we get to see a brute even. The signs behind them also say Steve's lava chicken and the exploding pig. So I'm not sure if again these are just signs for buildings, or this is Steve actually modding his world, or maybe just even experimenting on different mobs. He could have made these with the Orb of Dominance if he had ever had it at some point. Either way, I think we're going to see both the lava chicken and exploding pig face off with or surprise the piglins at some point. Then we get Garrett being snuck up on by a creeper. I think this shot kind of works well, just why furry? Also, would have been really great to see the creeper light up or swell a bit more as it hissed. We then get what I think could be a flashback. Basically, Steve is staring out at the huge piglin bastion style structure, but if you also look closely, you'll notice the purple particles of the nether portal behind him. So this could actually be the moment Steve first went to the nether, finding the piglins and accidentally starting some kind of war. A war which we've seen throughout the teaser that our characters are going to need to deal with now, and that is probably sparked by whatever this is here, or should I say whoever this is. Some sort of shadowy silhouette surrounded by the piglins. There's two purple glowing eyes, potentially. I was thinking maybe it's an Enderman peeking out, or the eyes of perhaps a really bulky Ender Golem of some kind.
Who are you?
I am Steve. Okay.
This guy is such a tool bag.
Next, we cut to our first good look at Steve, played by Jack Black, but he's surrounded by fire? Maybe this is just for the trailer, or he could have actually been telling his Nether flashback to our characters. Nether, lava, lava, fire, it kind of makes sense. Either way, I feel this intro, I'll just say it, was a bit cringe. Look, Jack Black just feels too Jack Black here for me in this scene. And I am a massive fan of JB. I love School of Rock, the first Kung Fu Panda movie is hilarious, and I know every song Tenacious D has ever released. I know that Jack Black puts a lot of himself into his characters, but here it just feels a bit off. Granted, it is only a few seconds, but the delivery is just very over the top, and the way he's acting kind of clashes with how he even looks. With the big beard, I'm not sure if this is supposed to be like a more aged Steve, but if that was the case, I would have much more preferred a tame, almost somber character. Someone that was more of a shell of his former self, hardened by his experiences. You know, seeing Jack Black subvert expectations like that in a role where he was just more brooding and agitated rather than this happy-go-lucky adventure guy could have really worked in my opinion. Imagine him starting out like that, but then slowly learning to like the characters that he's with, getting back what he lost, and then bursting out that Jack Black mama jam in the third act or the final battle. And I get that this movie is aimed at a younger audience, but I do just find it so funny that they chose to cover Steve's neckline here. Like, just a bit of chest hair is going to ruin their rating somehow. And speaking of funny, we really don't get much spoken in this trailer, but if the writers still find the whole say your line in a really epic way and have a long pause followed by characters just saying like, okay bro, then I think we really need to check ourselves. We are so beyond that at this point. The reaction these characters have really doesn't land well in my opinion, and it's probably just the editing, but in all honesty, puffed okay is just not a really funny reaction. It's not 2003. Obviously, not all of the humor is going to land with someone in their 20s like myself, but I feel like they should at least be trying to cater to an older audience, considering most people who played Minecraft come from at least 10 years ago. The Minecraft logo forming is kind of cool, I guess, although I'm not sure why we're having lava and grass form only for it to be encased by stone. I guess it still works, and of course, then we get the llama moment, which, not to hate, but it just feels weak as an ending clip to the trailer. Like, haha, the arrow got shot at the llama, and then the big army ran past the llama, but llama's stupid, so he keeps eating. You know, usually when they do this, trailers are supposed to put one of their better jokes at the end, just as like a kind of zinger, and I really hope that this isn't setting the tone for the rest of the movie. This can't be the best that they've got. Again, I know it's just a teaser, so far we just know that piglins come to the overworld and the group have to learn to be creative and work together in order to save Minecraft and return home. Overall, my thoughts on this teaser are leaning more towards dislike. The plot feels very cookie cutter. In fact, I think people had ideas like this for a Minecraft movie way back in 2012. There's a bunch of Minecraft animations and different Minecraft machinimas where it's a person coming into the world and getting taught all about Minecraft through the teachings of another character. And the music for this trailer was very on the nose. Not really any hidden meaning, and as much as I love the Beatles and think that this version of the song is actually really nice, where the heck was this big dramatic orchestral version of C418? Not hearing that classic Minecraft track playing on a piano and then slowly building up in order to trigger all players feels like it's a major missed opportunity, I feel. Plus, it's weird because that's kind of like the trend with all movies that are bringing back old franchises. They just remix that old classic theme song. Again, I've already expressed in this video that I'm not a fan of it even being live action if they're not going to go completely live action. I mean, can you even imagine watching any of these people interact and actually touch this sheep? I feel like it could look really bizarre. Now, again, this is only a teaser, so they could be saving some big reveals for the big trailer and the movie itself, of course, but am I the only one who barely noticed like a single reference here? And I don't mean a reference to like vanilla Minecraft blocks and different items. I mean like meta references. We've got 15 years of history and thousands of in-jokes in this community. I really hope they're not going so broad with this movie that they haven't included any of those. I want the most basic things like someone riding a pig, all the way to like a character trying to sleep in a bed only to find it's a solid block so they can't pull the blanket up, all the way to having YouTubers appear as other characters. Honestly, it still remains to be seen whether their story will go that bit deeper, if it'll get to that more emotional tone similar to like the Lego movie, and if we'll see other players and characters in the world even. And with so many references they could make and Easter eggs they could include, I just don't see how they could mess this up, although the teaser is really giving everybody mixed vibes, I feel. Make sure to subscribe because we'll be going over the full trailer when it drops and eventually the movie itself. Check out the video on the screen if you want more, stay safe and keep free.